Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the Sideliner channel. It's your boy Reese. Obviously it's been a few days since I've been over here, but I've had a few real life things occurring that's kept me away from doing the content. And also work. I've been tired as hell, and my brother's coming home from prison today, so you know, there's been a lot going on, but we back on the grind. We back locked in, bruh. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Last night, 2 playoff games. 8th seeded Miami Heat going against the 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks, getting Giannis Antetokounmpo back for the first time since his injury in game 1, only playing 11 minutes. The Heat going into this game were up 2-1. Getting Giannis back, obviously a lot of people assumed that they would win this game, Milwaukee would win this game, and it looked that way for the majority part of this game. For the first 40 minutes of this game, Milwaukee was in control. They didn't lose the lead until the last 3 minutes of the game. Miami Heat never led in this game until that point. Finished the game off with a crazy run. It was a 27-8 run at one point. I had lost track, but a 41-25 point fourth quarter for the Miami Heat against the Milwaukee Bucks to go up 3-1. The Milwaukee Bucks are in trouble, bro. The last 1 seed to be eliminated in the NBA playoffs first round was the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki off that MVP run got eliminated in the first round to the We Believe Warriors, and obviously Giannis had an MVP type season. A lot of people had, well, you could have made the argument that Giannis was the most valuable player of the season, but yeah, the 1 seed is in danger of being eliminated to the 8th seed for the first time in over a decade. Mind you, this Miami Heat team was the 7th seed coming to this entire postseason realm, so they had to go through the play-in to get here. They lost their first game to Atlanta and had to go and play another game against the Chicago Bulls, which up until just like this last game against Milwaukee, up until that fourth quarter, it looked like they were not going to win that game. Hell of a game for Jimmy Butler. Hell of a game. 56 points. Like I said earlier in so many videos, bro. He's locked in, bro. This is playoff Jimmy. This is what he does, bro. 56-point game. 4th highest scoring playoff game in NBA history. Obviously, that's a Miami Heat franchise record. The only players above him is obviously Michael Jordan with his 63. I forget who's second, but then Donovan Mitchell had a 57 piece. So he's in great company. The guy was gassed. He played the entire first quarter, dropped 22 points. 22 points in the first quarter, man. 20 straight for the Miami Heat. That's some shit that that's some 2K shit. That's what he's capable of, and that's exactly what we was expecting from him in this postseason. Not to mention, we're going to get to this game later, but not to mention the Lakers were in the play-in as well, and they were up 3-1 against the Memphis Grizzlies. 2 play-in teams, for the first time since the play-in has been implemented, have the chance to eliminate in advance to the second round. That hasn't been done yet, and we just might see that this year. Giannis Antetokounmpo early on was looking real good. Physically, at least, you didn't really notice the back until he got taken out the game, and he had to get the gun to his back to alleviate some of that pain and some of that pressure down there. But he looked real good early on. The first play of the game, he called the turnover on Bam. 7-0 run to start the game, a 15-5 extended run. Had the Bucks looking real nice and under control the entire game. Obviously, he secured a triple-double in this game, but late in that second half, it looked like he just took his foot off the pedal. They went up 13, 15 points at one point in the game, like I said, late in that second half, and he hit the bench, and it was like a sigh of relief, like, oh yeah, we got this, we good. And that just wasn't the case. The Miami Heat defense locked in. Kyle Lowry and Caleb Martin were very essential in that fourth quarter. Caleb Martin, 10 big points. Kyle Lowry's defense just disruptive all over the court for the Miami Heat. And then, of course, Jimmy Butler being clutch down the stretch and closing it out. Another not so impressive game from Bam Adebayo. He was just there tonight. He picked up 2 early fouls in the beginning of the game, just 3.5 minutes in, and that dialed back some of his playing time. He didn't score his first basket until 7.5 minutes left to go in the first half. And then he only had 11 points going into the fourth quarter. Brook Lopez's defense was real sturdy on him. Giannis Antetokounmpo was making it rough for him as well. He was just 5 of 14 to begin the fourth quarter. So he was struggling pretty hard in this game and throughout this entire series. But the Miami Heat they have the advantage right now. So it hasn't really been that big of a deal. Obviously, Game 2 was a good game for Bam Adebayo. But to close out this series, and for them to have the chance to advance, we're going to need more aggression. We're going to need a 30-piece for Bam. If Brook Lopez can give you 35, 36 points, Bam Adebayo can do the same damn thing. Speaking of Brook Lopez, the man looked like the best player in the Bucks uniform tonight. Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo had the triple-double, but like I said, 36 points for Brook Lopez, being the player that he is. 1, a 7-foot center. 2, more of a defensive-minded guy now. That was an impressive game and kind of a waste of a game for Milwaukee, if you ask me, because that was their opportunity to secure a tie going back into Milwaukee. Now they have to fight for their life and not for elimination, not get eliminated. And obviously Giannis, the triple-double. Chris Middleton, he had, 14 to 18 points. It was really Jrue Holiday. He struggled early on, was like 0 of 6, 0 of 7 from deep. I don't know what it is. Whenever Giannis gets reinserted back into the lineup, Jrue Holiday just struggles that game. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. But looking at some overall statistics for the Miami Heat comparing their regular season to the playoffs, obviously this has only been a 4-game stretch, and the sample size is small. But just hear me out. Their total points went up 124.3 from 109.5 in the regular season. Field goal percentage jumped up 10 to 56%. They're hitting half of their attempts from 3. At least going into this game, they were 50%. These are the stats going into this game. The regular season, they only shot 34%. And the assists went up as well, nearly 27 assists per game. Just all-around improvement on the offensive end for the Miami Heat. Eric Spoelstra has that team really focused. Udonis Haslem's veteran leadership, Jimmy Butler being able to lock in the way that he has, the Miami Heat are rolling, bro. And the HC is about to knock off a 1 seed. I'm calling it now. This is their 16th game this season where they have trailed going into the fourth quarter and somehow been able to pull it out. The Chicago game, like I said, they were down late in that game and somehow pulled that out. And then this one as well. 2 big games. Obviously, the one was to get them into the playoffs, to be in this position, and then to go up 3-1 the way that they have. Oh my gosh, the Miami Heat are rolling. Moving out west, Memphis taking on LA in the Crypto.com arena, Staples Center. LA struggled early on in this game from the field, 1 of 8. Memphis jumped off to a 6-0 run, but they got it back together, start playing some defense, and they ended up going on a 12-2 run themselves, thanks to the play of Jared Vanderbilt. 10 huge points in that first quarter for the Miami Heat. For the Los Angeles Lakers, 2 blocks as well. His energy out there was infectious. Rui Hachimura coming into this game was averaging 21.7 points per game on 67% from the field and 75% from deep. An astronomically great asset off the bench for the Lakers. But in this game, he struggled. He only ended the game with 7 points. Couldn't get any kind of rhythm going, really. And thankfully, guys like D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder, like I said, Jared Vanderbilt stepped up. The LeBron 2020 game. Just a great team effort for the Los Angeles Lakers in this game to pull it out in overtime and go up 3-1 against a Memphis Grizzlies team who a lot of people didn't have faith in anyways coming into the series, especially with the Ja Morant injury that really helped them. You saw in this game, Ja was struggling with the hand, and he hasn't learned his lesson. Obviously, he keeps trying to just go up and take off on people. Yeah, he got the bounce for it, and we've seen the plays that he can make when he does take off, but based off the situation and the injury, that he does have, that's just not the smartest move. 3 times he went up, just tried to take off on somebody, and just absolutely, it looked scary. It looked scary, especially that last one on LeBron James. That was some, you know, grab your heart, hold your breath type for Adam Silver. 2 of the top guys in the league, you know, that could have been catastrophe. That could have been a catastrophe. So thankfully everything worked out. Nobody got hurt. For Bron, it was a slow game for him. He didn't score his first points until 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it actually came at the free throw line. But 11 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks in the first half. 2 big charges drawn. 2 of them, like I said, was on when Ja Morant tried to take off. A crazy clutch basket, high off the glass layup over Jaren Jackson Jr., the Defensive Player of the Year, to send the game into overtime. Thankfully, the 0.8 seconds left, Anthony Davis was able to get that block. And had there been a second or 2 left on the clock, Bron let it go from three-quarter court. He made it. That would have won the game. That would have been crazy. Had there been like 2 seconds left on the clock. But the game ended up going to overtime, and they still were able to pull it out by 5. The stat line of 20 points, 20 rebounds is the first Los Angeles Lakers playoff game player to do that since Shaquille O'Neal in 2004. And this was actually LeBron's 177th playoff victory, the most ever in NBA history. Just continue to set milestones. The greatest all-around player ever, in my opinion, and it's not even close. But Anthony Davis, struggle game. I'm not understanding how it's so hard for him to get it going. Yeah, he had a few bumps and nicks in this game where he had the hip, the groin. I don't know, he might still be dealing with the shoulder from game 1, but just 4 points entering in the fourth quarter, 1 of 8 from the field. Like I said, he got the big time block on Ja Morant to prevent the game winner, a possible game winner. But he was getting busy in overtime, attacking the rim and deterring shots, players from even, getting shots up at the rim or converting at the rim. But at least from the field, he was, it went Austin Reeves, LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder, then Anthony Davis when it came to Lakers scoring. No. I think someone else had more points than him as well. Every person that started in this game, V8, every person that started in this game had more points than Anthony Davis. That should never happen. Thankfully, the Lakers were able to pull it out. But Anthony Davis, you got to do better, bro. You got to be better, my guy. Great game from AR-15. Being real aggressive, 11 points in that first half. Really impressive the way he's able to push the pace and control the offense. Not something that we expected from Austin Reeves. Bron said he saw it day 1 in training camp. Come on, G. Come on. But, not something we expected from Austin Reeves. To begin the season, he was a catch and shoot, spot up shooter. His defense has improved as well. Something that LA has really needed. He's been inserted into the starting lineup as of late, and it's really been a great jolt of energy and just scoring for the Los Angeles Lakers. He led all Lakers scorers with 23 points, the second leading scorer in the entire game, just second to Desmond Bane's 36. Both teams were absolutely atrocious from downtown in this game. At one point, they were a combined 14 of 60 in the fourth quarter from downtown. I didn't even decide to keep track for the rest of the game because it was just, I didn't even care to look. It was a bad 3-point shooting night, and they were still somehow able to put up nearly 120 points apiece. In that first half, Dillon Brooks picked up 2 early fouls in the first 7 minutes when he got back into the game. Even before he got out, every time the man touched the ball, he's getting booed. Rightfully so. He's trying to play this villain role, but then wants to back down to the media when it's time to talk up after losses. That's not the way to play it, kid. You can't back down when you're a heel. You know what I'm saying? You can't fold under pressure. Through the first quarter in these first 4 games, they were outscored by 26 combined points throughout the 4 games. 26 combined points through that first quarter. Haven't won a first quarter, I don't believe. But also, they've never won a game 4 road game in Memphis Grizzlies history since they've been a franchise, and that was the case as well tonight. Obviously, they had the chance, the game, going into overtime, and they actually took the lead. Ja Morant crazy, you know, passer vision, A1 for that, you know, in transition. 2 players, he drew into 2 players. He was able to throw behind the back to Desmond Bane for the layup to take the lead late in that 4th quarter with just 6 seconds left. But, you know, Bron what he do. Got to the rim, like I said, got that high one off the glass over Jaren Jackson and sent it to overtime. But Bane had a hell of a game. Like I said, 36 points. Early on, he was struggling from the field. He was perfect from the line at one point, 19 of 19. You can fact check. I don't know if he still is perfect, but that's a solid way to stay confident in your shooting, knowing that you do have that consistency at the line. Maybe you can get to the rim and see the shot go through it from the free throw line. Your jumpers will start falling from there. Late in the 2nd quarter, Memphis went on a 14-1 run, cut LA's lead down to 2. That was huge for them in this game. Obviously, they didn't come away with the win, but it would have been much worse if that run never happened because Los Angeles was in control at this point. And like I said, Ja Morant, I don't think he learned his lesson from that injury. Just keeps trying to take off on people and ended up re-aggravating his hand throughout the game. No reports have come out yet to say like it's re-injured in anything, but you can see him like shaking it off throughout, holding on to it, wincing when he's like, you know, back on defense. And from what I saw, he's carrying the ball damn near every time he got the ball. Like, I'm a Ja Morant fan, but come on, bro. Like, they not calling the carry. He's literally palming the ball and going in slow motion with it. Like, you go back during this game, he's doing this so much with the ball. That's a carry. Second chance points were huge for Memphis in this game, though. Over 20 second chance points on 15 or so offensive rebounds. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. had a stellar, not a stellar game, but a little solid game. 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. But Desmond Bane carried that load for Memphis tonight, scoring. Ja Morant, only 19 points, but like I said, the hand was really bothering him in this game. They have one more opportunity to, well, they have a few more opportunities, but you know, it's win or go home this next game. Game 5 is win or go home. So they are in Memphis. They have been great in Memphis all year. So, you know, maybe this series could go 6 and they could still win in LA and possibly make it go 7. But only time will tell. I'm definitely excited to be back doing this though. I was thinking about it every day. I was still watching ball, but just not able to, you know, come and do videos. But I appreciate anybody that tuned in to this one. If you're new around here, subscribe, drop the likes, comments. I really want to have discussions about basketball. Obviously, that's what I'm doing, but I can't do it by myself all the time. But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in, bro. It's your boy Reese. I'm about to get up out of here. Bro, them coming home later. Yeah, we out of here.